Welcome back. DB Corp has just come out with its Q4 earnings. For the benefit of our viewers, the company's earnings are slightly lower than what the street was anticipating. The revenues have grown by 4.7% year-on-year to 485 crore. Margins have improved from 21 to 24.7%, but it's fallen short of street expectations. And on the back of a higher tax expense this quarter, their profits have actually degrown by 8.5%. Girish Agarwaal, the director of the company, now joins in. Hi, Girish. Afternoon, and thanks for joining in. Would you say that, the growth in the company was a bit sluggish? Revenue growth of just about 4.7% in your, main business, printing and publishing. Also, the revenue growth was just about 4.5%.
Yeah. See, the overall, if you look at the advertising growth for the year, we have grown by around 7%.
And
the overall top line is around 8% including. And for the quarter is around 5%, 4.5%. I think what's happening, the overall growth in the advertising, what we all have been envisaging that the overall situation of the country will improve and the growth will happen. I think that's where the question mark is still happening. But we hope that the way things are looking up now, the schemes which government is planning to roll out, things should improve in the coming months.
What were your average newsprint cost this time around? Because the expectation was actually that it would aid your company, to deliver better operational numbers. I mean, that's been negated now by this tax expense that you've seen. But if you give us a sense of, what the average cost was and where you expect it to trend now?
See, the newsprint cost has not increased. The good thing is that if you look at my total expenditure on the newsprint last year, has increased by just 2%. That's largely because of the quantum going up, because we launched the Bihar and Agarwaal editions in Maharashtra. So because of that overall there's the impact of only 2%. And we believe that, and the kind of contract we have signed up in next 2 quarters, this number of the newsprint prices are going to stay on the same number. There will not be any growth. In fact, we have seen around 4% decline in the overall newsprint cost in last year.
All right. What's the outlook on the margins going ahead? Because you are expecting newsprint prices to stay fairly subdued. With a pickup in economic growth, can we expect your margins to improve from the current 24.5%, 25%? Or will it be sustained at these levels?
If you look at my annual EBITDA number, we are at around 28% overall margin. But when you look at the mature business of ours, excluding the new launches which we have done in last 3 years' time, we are at EBITDA margin of almost 35%. And we believe if the newsprint stays the way it is and not major number happening, maybe there will be some impact of dollar also happening, because we had estimated dollar at 62.5, which is now almost touching 64. So with that all thing, I think there should be a slight improvement in the margin going ahead. But again, coming back to the main aspect of our business is the advertising revenue, because 75% of our revenue is from the advertising. I think that's what we are really working hard, and we believe that if the overall economy of the country improves, then that's only when this number will see some more upside.
Okay, your borrowings at the end of Q3 stood at a little over 100 crores. What's the number looking like now?
See, the overall borrowing, if you see with the kind of top line we have, the borrowing is hardly anything. And this borrowing what we have is largely for some foreign loan of some 108 crores which we have on our balance sheet, all put together, 78 now after paying off. So borrowing is not a major concern in our company, because company is still sitting on the cash. But I think especially this year we are looking at some more expansion in Bihar. We are launching 2 more editions in Bihar, in Bhagalpur and Muzaffarpur. Considering all that, we believe that the margins which we are standing as a overall margin for the company at 28%, we should see a couple of percentage going up going forward.
Okay, so margins should improve from the current 28%. Let me talk a bit about your internet business. While the revenues have gone up on a year-on-year basis, the losses, for the digital business have widened. So it was at 1.5 crore in Q4 of last year. It was at 2.6 crore in the prior quarter, and it's shot up to 7.5 crore in this quarter. What was the reason? And walk us through the outlook for the internet business in FY16 in terms of revenues as well as the expected losses.
True. If you look at the overall revenue, there's been growth of around 85% in the internet business. We have closed around 30 crore rupees over there. But that's still not much enough, because we believe there's a huge scope to grow in that business. This year we are focusing more on a lot of mobile apps and a lot of downloading. If you look at this year, we have almost closed at around 700 million page views with some 13 million unique visitors. And the target for next year is very, very upward. So we are hoping that this segment with the loss of 7 crore, 10 crore is practically immaterial for us, because at a 500 crore EBITDA margin, this losses are nothing. Company wants to invest more in this business so that we are able to get a higher number of unique visitors and the page views on a monthly basis.
So it's quite likely that the losses in the internet business will widen even in FY16?
Yeah, only when the base of the unique visitor, for example, if I'm at 30 million unique visitors, we are targeting 50 million unique visitors next year. If that happens and if I have to shell out maybe $1 million more for them, I'll be more than happy.
Okay, so since the expectation now is that, FY16 could be strong given the kind of government initiatives that you're seeing, by when would you begin to see sort of double-digit growth, for your revenues? Could it be as early as the first half of FY16 itself?
See, as I told you, we are largely advertising-driven company, 75% and plus. It's more to do with the sales of the other sector. So if the automobile sale picks up, electronic sales picks up, FMCG sale picks up, advertising will certainly go up. So I'm kind of looking at their result. The moment they show a double-digit growth in their sales number, my double-digit will come in easily.
Okay. What aided this 25% jump in your radio business revenues in this quarter?
Yeah. Radio overall has been growing on a much faster pace. Our overall year we have closed at almost 96 crore revenues, which is almost 21% increase over last year, and a healthy EBITDA margin of almost 45%. I think because it's a small segment right now, so the growth is still pretty robust in that.
All right, Girish, we'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining in. So that's the word from DB Corp saying that the focus will be on improving their ad revenues, but that is linked to the growth of the economy, but margins could improve going ahead. Time to slip into a very short break, but coming up on the other side.